I'm back again for my second video, and this is the long-awaited um, Sacha Kamaflage foundation review. I've had the foundation for about 2 months now, so I've had time to really play with it, try it, go out with it in every condition that I usually go to, and see how it works. So let's begin with the price. It is 44.95 TT or Trinidad and Tobago dollars, which is pretty reasonable for a foundation, since the average foundation can run anywhere between the price range of I would say around $65 all the way up to perhaps 200 TT or more for a high end foundation. But the average regular foundation between 60 and 150. $150 TT dollars. So this is pretty reasonable for the price. The packaging, it comes in a 1 ounce bottle. Um, Before they used to have a pump with their bottle, but from for a while now they've phased out the using the pump, which seems kind of counterproductive to me since every other foundation is moving towards a pump. They decided, okay, no more pumps with the camouflage. However, um, just to tell you about my usage of the foundation, the girl at the counter, she recommended honey for me, but upon using it, the honey was matching the inner parts of my face, which is the fair part, but it really was not blending into the darker part, which is the periphery of my face. So it was giving me a washed out look. So I had to go back and buy the Cocoa Beige, which I then used around the periphery of my face and blended it a bit to do some contouring and make more of an even palette on my face. So I wasn't looking so washed out. So I was telling you about how I bought the two colors, but as typical of most foundations, since very few people have one skin tone across their face, oftentimes you need to buy a lighter shade, a darker shade, and mix and match to suit. Um, Concerning the application, I applied it by, as you can see, it has a little wand of sorts, by taking some foundation, and this foundation is of a thick consistency, putting it on a little palette, perhaps, let me see. I would put it on a palette, like the inside of this lipstick palette or a CD, and then I'll take my sponge and apply. Now, Sacha foundation applies very heavily. This is camouflage foundation, and that's exactly what it's meant to do. Camouflage birthmarks, um, very pigmented areas in your face, even vitiligo. So this is very full coverage, but I'm not scared of full coverage. I use it all the same, and I applied it with my sponge, and I thought I got a very flawless, almost airbrushed finish with it. And then I set it using my what is this again? My Fix It powders that I got from Sacha. Perhaps I'll do a review on this sometime, but this is my Fix It powder for the camouflage foundation. And then I bought the Fix It spray to go after I put on the foundation. I spritzed it, and then I applied my powder, and then I spritzed it again. So this is a whole story here. Alright, so let me begin by telling you that at first when I tried the Fix It powder, the camouflage foundation, without the Fix It spray, I sweat profusely. I don't know why, it's gross, but it happens to me. That's just my life. And I need sweat resistant foundation. If foundation is sweat resistant, it's just not going to cut it for me. So there I was, on my way to school. I think I was invigilating an exam. And as soon as I stepped out the door, it was like steaming hot, and I started to sweat. And when I looked in the mirror, there were streak lines across my face, and I was utterly mortified and horrified. I had to run back inside and do some fixing It was really hilarious. So I said to myself, okay, don't freak out. Perhaps you did something wrong in your application or something like that. Then I read about the Sasha Fix It spray on their website and I said, okay, perhaps that would be the answer to my problem. So I proceeded to buy the Fix It spray for $24.95. So remember, this is $44.95. This is $24.95. So let's say in all this is coming out to $68 or $69, which kind of rounds out of the price as at around the price of the average foundation. So I spritz the on my next application. I spritz the Fix It spray on my face, and I proceeded to head to church. This time I was going to church. Hmm. I would say it did last a tad longer, but within I would say an hour, I was having the same streaking problem. So I swallowed my pride with the whole streaking issue and I decided to try it again. This time, some friends and family were coming over for a dinner we were having or some kind of lunch we were having home by me. And I was wearing the foundation. I done some a little bit of touching up, and I was liming, and there we were a few hours into the line, and my brother comes up to me and says, "Mama, see, you're looking orange." I said, "What? What do you mean I'm looking orange?" He said, "You're looking orange like a oompa loompa." So I go in the mirror, and lo and behold, I am not orange like an orange, but obviously there's some kind of oxidation of the foundation, so I am looking orange. The foundation had oxidized on my face, and it was totally a different color from what I had started with. Um, Needless to say, I was embarrassed because I really was like, "Look at orange. What's wrong with you? Why you so?" Anyway, so here's my pros for Sasha Foundation to really finish up this whole thing. Pros, the finish is flawless, I find, with the Camouflage Foundation. The price is great. Um, you don't have to use a concealer after using it, so that's a plus too. Now, my cons with this foundation is that it is not sweat resistant. If you sweat, it will streak. If you go in the rain, it will streak. So this is not for a foundation for jumping up and playing carnival with when you're sweating. No way. Um, Also, it transfers. I didn't talk about that. If you put your hand on your face, so you see my hand has no transfer in it from this foundation I'm wearing. But if you do that with Sasha, you will get transfer on your hand. Your hand will be brown, and you will have a handprint on your face. So it transfers. And the third con in my experience, as I was telling you all about before, is the oxidation. At the end of the day, I do not want to look like an orange zebra because of the streaking and the oxidation. No, it's not working. Now, you could start with a fairer foundation and through oxidation end up with the right match. But most of us like to start off with the right color and end our day with the right color. And that is how I am. And so the oxidation thing is not working for me with Sasha foundation. Where would I use Sasha foundations? I would use it for my videos because my makeup tutorial videos because I mean a video just takes about an hour. So and it really does give you that flawless, perfect on camera finish. So it's perfect for videos. Besides that, I would not use Sasha for an activity field day. I would not use Sasha at the office where if I touch paper, it gets off on the paper and no amount of fix it spray in the world will fix it. Another thing I didn't tell you about, I compared Sasha to other foundations. In terms of just, I was wondering why it was transferring like that, the Camouflage foundation. So I put a bit of some cheap foundation, LA Colors foundation, my Revlon Color Stay, because yeah, that's the only two liquid foundations I have besides the Sasha. And I left it there with the Sasha on a little palette, kind of just wipe it like how you do paint. And while the other two dried, the Sasha did not dry. It was still wet on the plastic. So I think that has a lot to do with why Sasha perhaps runs or gets tricky. Sasha, I love you. This ain't the hating video. I love your eyeshadows. I love your blushes. It's just the foundation. If I could give advice to Sasha, and this is constructive criticism, I would say put back the pump, and I would also say start looking at doing sweat resistant foundation. So I hope this was helpful. Um, yeah, of course, Sasha does have a range of colors for the ethnic skin tone. So yes, that is another plus. I didn't want to forget that out because I don't want to be unfair to them. But I do hope this video was helpful. Tell me what you think. Tell me about your experiences with Sasha Foundation. Put your comments below. Subscribe on top and stay tuned for more makeup by Mo. Bye. 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 Okay, I'm not dancing anymore.